My name is Diana DiZoglio. I'm a state senator running to be your next state auditor to ensure working families like ours get access to and accountability from our state government, regardless of our family background, bank balance, or zip code. I was born to a 17-year-old single mom and grew up housing insecure in Methuen and Lawrence, cleaning houses and waitressing my way through community college. I then earned scholarships to Wellesley College to become the first in my family to graduate. Friends, it was only through the financial investments of state government and others that I was able to build my future, and that inspired me to give back to my community in whatever way I could. Through my early years, I worked in nonprofits across our communities and continued my side hustles of waiting tables and cleaning houses because, as working families know, we might love our day job, but it doesn't always afford us with the opportunity to live with a standard of dignity in the communities we're working hard to serve. It was during that time juggling jobs that I was offered a position as a legislative aide to a state representative in our state house. He needed someone with deep community ties who spoke fluent Spanish. Y claro que aprendí cómo hablar en español para ayudar más familias en mi comunidad. Es muy importante. And I got the job, and I learned about all the great things our state legislature can do. But I also very quickly learned how it can operate without accountability. Back then, as a younger woman in my 20s, I was sexually harassed in our own House of Representatives and forced to sign, under duress, a taxpayer-funded non-disclosure agreement meant to stop me from talking about literally anything I had seen, witnessed, or experienced behind those closed doors on Beacon Hill amongst some of the most powerful politicians in Massachusetts. But I didn't let them get rid of me. I instead decided to run for state representative myself and then the state Senate, where I'm currently serving in my 10th year in the legislature, fighting for transparency, accountability, and equity. Friends, when I got elected, I knew it was my responsibility to fight for working families like ours who have been dismissed, ignored, or disenfranchised. But not everyone on Beacon Hill appreciates these calls for transparency and accountability. And those who want to protect the status quo continue to try to dismiss our calls for auditing the legislature, using the full powers of the office, and investigating the abuse of these taxpayer-funded NDAs. That's why I'm so proud to have received the endorsement of the Massachusetts Nurses Association, the Massachusetts Teachers Association, the AFL-CIO, and Emily's List. And since we're here in Quincy, I'll also mention having the support of Mike Bellotti, John Keenan, Taki Chan, and others who I know fight so hard for these shared values, who know that we need an auditor who will stand up and bring the work of this office to the next level. Because every failed program and every wasted dollar is another child's future opportunities at risk. It's another person who goes without housing or health care, another environmental justice initiative that's passed over. Like many of you, I've seen the devastating impacts of mental health challenges and addiction in my own family. It's why I have the deep sense of urgency that I do, because we cannot afford to wait to take bold actions to ensure that life-saving programs for those who struggle the most are provided. As auditor, I'll work hard to ensure that mental health and addiction resources are available to the families who need them most by reporting on the Department of Mental Health and analyzing the funding at the Bureau of Substance Addiction Services. Families unable to find housing can't afford to wait another day, wondering if it's yet their turn to have a roof over their head. I'll fight to increase housing opportunities for all by actively analyzing and reporting on expenditures such as the federal stimulus, ARPA, and other funds, as well as reporting on the Department of Housing and Community Development. Our children suffering abuse at the hands of those who are supposed to protect them need a powerful advocate and a powerful voice who will work relentlessly to make sure that our Department of Children and Families, Early Education and Care, and Youth Services are fully funded and receiving performance audits. We must ensure that our children are protected. And friends, when it comes to our environment, I'll bring the battle against climate change to the auditor's office, making sure that Massachusetts is meeting the goals of the groundbreaking climate legislation that I voted for, and protecting environmental justice communities, starting with a report on inequities in the Mass Save program. For as forward-thinking as we are here in Massachusetts, our state government continues to be ranked by almost every good government group as the least transparent and accessible in the entire nation. Friends, we can and must do better, but in order to get there, it's going to take bold, visionary leadership to bring the auditor's office to the next level. And working families like ours can't afford to wait for meaningful change. I'm Diana DiZoglio, and I respectfully ask for your vote.